Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the endless struggle between attention and artistry.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills. I'm joined, as always, by the boss man, Brady Shearer. And today, we're talking about the endless struggle between attention and artistry.
What do I mean by that?
Why don't you tell us?
It's alliteration,
Yeah.
attention and artistry
I
is.
love it.
But it really came out of this thing that happened last week on social. A buddy of mine, Justin Dean, he runs That Church Conference and thatcc.com. He posted on Instagram a screenshot of a tweet.
This was a hot take. I saw it.
And his tweet simply read, "I do not like people that take screenshots of tweets and then post them on Instagram.
Right.
It needs to stop."
Yeah.
And this kind of set off a little bit of a conversation. We're going to start a dialogue, you
Yeah.
could say, because basically he was calling out in a fun, friendly way Jon Acuff and others who often will take screenshots of tweets that perform well and then post those on the gram.
Right.
And this really comes down to the endless struggle of attention and artistry. Because everyone has their own line that they're not going to cross when it comes to, gaming a social platform for the likes.
Yeah.
So for instance, the fitness industry is a great example of this.
It is.
The fitness industry knows that the more shirtless and naked they are, the more likes, interaction, and just quality performance their post will receive.
Right.
Now, it's probably on most of our lists as churches. We're just not going to take a screenshot or a photo of our pastor shirtless and post it on the gram for the engagement. And that engagement might be positive. I think for a lot of pastors, it might be a little bit comedic.
Yeah, I think
negative.
that's going to be a good line to hold for churches. Don't post shirtless photos of your pastor.
Now, what's interesting here is that everyone has their own line that they're unwilling to cross. So for Justin, he was unwilling to cross the line here of taking a screenshot of a tweet and then posting it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why? Because he said that it hurts the overall user experience.
Yeah.
It's gross. I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed. I want to see beautiful photos curated for the gram. I don't
Yeah.
want to see a screenshot.
Right. I'm not on Twitter.
And yet, Jon Acuff jumps in and he goes, well, the thing is, my tweet screenshots are some of my highest performing Instagram posts of the entire year. We
Right.
just started a new year. At the end of every year, we do that thing on Instagram where it's like #best9,
Right.
and we put this 3x3 grid of our 9 best performing posts
Yep.
of the year. John did that. You can go to @Jon Acuff on Instagram, assuming that's his handle, and see his top 9, a number of which were tweeted screenshots of tweets.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that a day later, Justin jumped back into this and he was like, ironically, my angry tweet or my angry gram post of a tweet about screenshots
Right.
turned out to be one of my highest performing posts on Instagram.
Yeah, that was the best.
And so it all comes down to this endless struggle, attention and artistry.
Yeah.
What are you willing to do to gain attention, the most valuable commodity that your church can
It is,
possess,
yeah.
but not do something that's shady?
Yeah.
And so for Justin, he wasn't willing to post a screenshot of a tweet on Instagram because it felt gross. For me, I feel like that's completely fine. I've
Yeah.
done it. My Instagram post of a tweet screenshot gained a huge amount of comments, likes, and interaction. It outperformed a number of other posts. Sadly, it outperformed a number of posts that Alex himself took photos of.
Look,
Beautiful photos.
my artistry takes offense to that.
Yeah, because apparently someone's attention, that took precedent.
Yeah.
And here's what I would say about this. Everyone's going to fall on a different side of things. We've got, creatives and we've got, business professionals. We've got people that are like on the full side of artistry and then people are on the full side of attention. I think for most of us, we're going to fall somewhere in the middle.
Right.
But I also imagine that within the church world, a lot of people that are watching this, people that shoot videos, shoot photos, design websites, design graphics, we're probably a little bit more on the side of artistry than we are attention.
Yeah.
In my mind, attention is the most valuable commodity. And I will say what I said in the tweet dialogue to Justin. This is a classic line from Life Church. And one of the reasons that Life Church has been so successful in their ministry, one of their core values is we will do anything short of sin to reach people with the message of Jesus.
Yeah.
And that is really offensive to a lot of creatives. And this is something I struggle with in my own life because right now, we are at the very beginning of doing a rebrand and a redesign of the Pro Church Tools website. It has been a long time coming, and the website right now is just very poorly executed, and we need something better.
Yeah.
There was a large part of me that wanted to postpone the launch of Pro Church Daily until the new brand was live. You know, if you're listening to Pro Church Daily in the podcast feed, we have a podcast artwork that will not be the long-term podcast artwork for this.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, it just kills a little bit of me on the inside when I go, we could have waited probably until mid-May to launch this. My artistry was fighting my love for attention, and I had to let the attention win because we're going to publish, 150 episodes of Pro Church Daily by the time the new site goes live. And the amount of, the amount that's going to help our company, most importantly, help Pro Church Nation, is way more important than having the right artwork.
Yeah.
Where do you come in on this as someone who's probably a little bit more on the artistry side?
It's a constant struggle. I don't struggle too much on my personal account. It's pretty much fully devoted to artistry. I'm not trying to communicate a valuable message, so the attention isn't too valuable for me there. And I keep Twitter and Instagram separate, so that's kind of where I land there. But for church, I manage our social stuff for church, and I because I'm a creative, because I'm an artist, I'm always I would definitely err on that side. I like to keep everything nice and clean and consistent and certain palette and whatever. But sometimes you just have to share a text post that your pastor wants to share on a Sunday morning with no graphic, and you let him write it, and it turns out it's the most engaged with post on Facebook in the entire week. And it's just one of those things where you just break all the rules for the sake of attention, and you throw the art aside, and you communicate the message, which is what this is all about. It's what we're all about. It's what church is all about. Anyone working in social media at church, this is why we do what we do. It's just share the message of Jesus, And so sometimes we have to break the rules and break our own personal preferences, and for the sake of the gospel and the message.
I think at the end of the day, you need to know yourself. You need to know where your natural default is going to be. Where are you inclined to lean? More to the side of artistry or more to the side of attention? And then what you want to do is, once you have that self-awareness, push your own boundaries.
Yeah.
Push what you're comfortable with. Because what I've found in my own life and with many others is that often we are leaving engagement on the table, leaving attention on the table, and thus leaving the possibility of people hearing the message of Jesus for the very first time on the table because of our own personal creative preferences.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that's, one, arrogant,
and
also completely anti to what most of us are trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
So know yourself and push the boundaries therein.
Awesome.
With that being said, that's it for this episode of Pro Church Daily. But before we go, we wanted to tell you about StoryTape, one place where we do not take artistry for granted.
No,
and we
it's
push,
art.
If anything, I am throwing away footage that is just slightly tainted.
Yes.
And our editors and cinematographers sometimes hate me for it.
Yeah.
You can head to storytape.com/browse, and you can browse through every single clip we have to offer on our unlimited stock video platform, StoryTape. And I just wanted to read a quick testimonial from someone. video takes a long time. That's what makes it difficult to do sustainably over and over and over again.
Right.
We got this message from a StoryTape user. It said, I'm a bivocational pastor who's also a father of 6. I was able to produce my first video in less than an hour as I waited for our garage door spring to be replaced. I have no idea how much time and effort this would have taken without StoryTape. To say this changes the game for people like me is an understatement.
Awesome.
We want churches to create amazing videos.
Yeah.
A lot of us are very busy within our churches or not particularly skilled in the world of video, and yet we're still expected to do it.
Yeah.
StoryTape changes that, just like it changed it for this person, this bivocational pastor. Head to storytape.com. Use the coupon code DAILY. We'll give you 10% off your subscription forever. And we'll also throw in, for the month of January only, 25 bonus video templates made within After Effects for free. Storytape.com is the place to make it all happen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on the next episode of Pro Church Daily. And thanks so much for watching this episode of Pro Church Daily. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get new videos like this one every single day.
And if you like this video, it'd mean the world to us if you go ahead and give it a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.